Good morning, everybody. It is a Wednesday, and wow, what a Wednesday it was. Holy cow, what a morning. It is the fourth day of March, 2026. I'm meteorologist Bob Maxon, joining you as I do on a daily basis here in the Storm Tracker Weather Lab. And we can go over the forecast. We can talk about maybe some shared experiences over the last 6 to 12 hours. Just crazy. Now, some of us are still in it. We had widespread snow, maybe a little sleet, and lots of freezing rain, really from late yesterday afternoon through the overnight and then ending by morning. But boy, the damage was done. And right now, some areas are still stuck with some really thick fog. And that's not good. The Connecticut and Farmington River valleys, mostly the Connecticut River Valley, is really, really foggy. And the temperature is stuck at 30. Well, temps all around start to warm up. Now, the whole atmosphere will finally warm up. The sun gets a little higher in the sky, and we do expect that fog to dissipate. So if you're stuck in the fog still, I see you, Windsor. I see you, East Windsor. I see you, Bloomfield, and Hartford, and probably East Hartford. We'll break out of it. Just give it a little bit more time. Wild night. Yeah. Yep, Christopher, still icy in East Windsor. First comment, and I'm right with you. Some areas have not moderated. We'll get to town-by-town temperatures here in a second. It got kind of a worst-case scenario thing during the night. We had the freezing rain. It seems like old treatments weren't there to help on the ground, on the surface of the roads. A lot of times we think about how much treatment is put down, and we forget that melting snow and traffic will push it aside. And it was not there. And I saw a lot of plowing going on yesterday afternoon with a half an inch of snow outside my house. I was like, what are they doing? Not my town, but the state. I've mentioned before I live on a state highway, and I'm like, why plow? That snow might be the only grip we have. And the lack of treatments being put down during the afternoon, and that's when the temperature started sliding backwards. Yeah, not a good situation. Overnight, it got even worse. And right now, many of you, if you haven't stepped outside, are enjoying some sunshine. And the weirdest and wackiest melting ice situation that you can have. During the last 12 hours, ice accreted, or there was an accretion of ice, an SAT word, an accumulation of ice on many surfaces, including tree limbs, pine trees, any tree, really. Pine needles is what I was getting at, evergreen needles. There's a lot of ice up there. And what's happening as the sun warms up the atmosphere, obviously, ice is going to melt when it's 34, 35, 36 degrees. There's not much wind, so it's just pelting the ground like it's pouring rain out. I've received pictures and videos from so many of you, and it is weird. Okay, it is really weird. It happens maybe once or twice a season. It's happening as we speak. So enjoy. I don't know. It's kind of weird. The rundown on this Wednesday, and deal with me. I do have a head cold. Probably shouldn't even be here, but I'm here, and we'll see if I'm here tomorrow. Dayquil is an amazing thing. I had to take some this morning. Cleared me out a little bit, but yeah, we're stuffy, but it happens. My colleagues will probably wish I wouldn't come in, but I came in. What a morning. Ice and fog and ice, and now sunshine and rebounding temperatures. Today will be partly to mostly sunny and milder. Wait till you see the satellite loop. It's really pretty cool. Another area of rain is likely later tomorrow night into Friday morning, and there's a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. There's a chance that there's a redo of this ice, because the actual setup of the atmosphere doesn't change at all. And we've talked about that setup now for about 1 week. It's the battle zone, and we'll talk more about it in a minute. Live pictures. Okay, that's actually better. This is our Duncan camera from Duncan Park. And the fog is starting to dissipate just a little bit. But boy, it is foggy and icy. Windsor locks, poor visibility, Now, it's interesting. We talked about this yesterday. The treatments and just the sun radiating through the fog and the clouds, because it's there. The sun's always up there. And some of you are enjoying the actual warmth. Those road conditions improved dramatically, even though the temperature is probably still 30 degrees and the visibility is still poor. The radiating March sun, and eventually we'll turn this thing around and we'll get rid of this fog, but that is something else. Now, these are the morning low temperatures. The reason I bring this up is that this is one of the reasons why we're dealing with so much ice, is that we have these low temperatures. Let's use 31 as the important number, although I got reports of ice in New Milford, but 31, oh boy, look at this. Really, anywhere north of that yellow line dealt with ice. Now, North Canaan was 34. Some of the hilltops broke into some slightly milder air, so there wasn't as much ice, but the valley locations were stuck. This happens all the time. We talk about all the time. Cold air damming. Cold air is dense and stubborn and thick, and it lays down in the valleys of northern Connecticut. And it's hard to move. And it's still hard to move. Right now, it's still hanging tough, okay? But that's the reason we had the chilly temperatures, and of course, that advancing area of precipitation really made for an absolute mess. Current temperature, look at that. Windsor Locks is still at 30, and they're the only place that is sub-freezing with Wyndham Airport and Willimantic, who dealt with some thick fog this morning. Freezing fog is up to 32. I mean, look at that. The whole state is above freezing, as warm as, well, 43 in Chester. We've come to the conclusion that thermometer must catch morning sunshine because it spikes way too fast. But 39 in Norwich, 39 in Groton, still stuck at 33 in Hartford. Boy, Hartford was a mess this morning. 84 was a mess. Let's see if I can remember, see how my short-term memory is. Well, it's long-term because it was a couple hours ago. But we had crashes in Bridgeport on Route 8. We had crashes on 84 in Southbury. There was a crash on 39 in New Fairfield. There were crashes on 84 in Plainville. There was a crash on 91 southbound in Hartford. There was also a crash near the tunnel, kind of under, just crashes all around downtown Hartford. There was a crash on the 84-3 to 84 split there in Manchester. That's the ones I remember now. Earlier in the overnight, I think there was something on Route 2 or 395. It was a mess. I'll use the word debacle. And here's a pretty picture of the ice from yesterday afternoon in Cheshire. And also the ice last evening in Glastonbury, where everything was encased. Yet we go out in our car and we drive too fast for the conditions and we crash. I'll never understand it. There was a effort pre-rush hour to get crews out and get treatments down. But before that, between 2 and 4 a.m., it was just brutal. It was brutal. It was, as I said, first thing this morning at 5 a.m., it was the worst morning commute, overnight commute that I've had all year. And that's even during snowstorms. Yep, a lot of delayed openings, and for a small segment, there still can be some ice where the temperatures are stuck. I think David is out there in the Quinnebog River Valley on Danielson, and some of the cold air may still be trapped there or right around freezing. So, really rough stuff, no doubt. Take a look at the satellite picture. We love science, and first of all, you got the rain clouds off to our south along a boundary. That is the demarcation between chilly and warm to the south. You've got widespread low clouds across New York State. Fog and low clouds. Isn't that wild looking? I wonder. It's kind of interesting. There's not a lot of wind to scour it out, but this is more intriguing. This is how cool. There's your fog in the Pioneer and Connecticut River valleys. It's trying to burn off, and you see the frozen Quabbin Reservoir. Hope you all know your geography. The Quabbin Reservoir, of course, is right here. But isn't that cool? That's the fog that is stuck in Enfield, Suffield, Somers, Windsor's. You can see the river right there. So either side of the river by about 4 or 5 miles is just stuck with the thick fog. That was 3 thicks. There's the Quabbin Reservoir. And does anybody know what this river valley is up here in southwestern parts of Keene, around Keene, New Hampshire, southwest of just to the, I guess it's technically west of the Monadnocks. Anybody know what that river valley is? Let's see if anybody can get it. Thanks, Whitney. Yeah, I'm a little under the weather. Probably caught my cold at your school, Whitney Shackelford. Those little kindergartners were sniffling, and now I'm sniffling. I'm kidding around. Whitney's on the chat right now, and she's from Mountain View Elementary, the Mountain View School in Bristol, where I read on Monday and immediately got sick. So it's okay. I'm not blaming you at all. Does anybody know the river valley near Keene, New Hampshire? I wonder if anybody can come up with it without looking it up, of course. Someone will look it up. With the ice melting off the wires, it sure gives you a jolt when it hits the car. Yes, not a jolt as in the electric wires, but yeah, it's weird. Stuff is falling from the sky right now, no doubt about it. It is falling off the trees, but it feels like it's falling off the skies. How cool is that satellite loop? From 22,000 miles up, we have the ability to zoom in on a high-resolution satellite loop that shows the fog and even the movement of the fog as it is like a light southerly breeze. That is just super, super cool. Okay, just so you know, around Keene, New Hampshire, the river that flows through. Oh, David, you are right. It is the Ashwelet. There's the Connecticut River, and then off to the east of that, right here, is the Ashwelet River, which is we think the Yantic is frantic. When it floods in southwest New Hampshire, it is the Ashwelet, which there's a beautiful golf course that the river runs through. Of course, everything comes back to golf. It is called Brentwood, and don't tell your friends about it, but it's great. Brentwood, no N. Brentwood Golf Course right there. And right now there's fog there, but there's also a ton of snow on the ground. But that's your geography lesson for today, the Ashwelet River in the beautiful Monadnock region of southwest New Hampshire. Okay, I like to educate. Okay, here's the temperatures. All right, 34 in Windsor. That's interesting. The fog has dissipated enough for the influx of solar radiation to warm it up to 34. That's good news. Everybody else is comfortably above freezing in northwest and north central Connecticut. Somers, I'm sorry, you're still at 33. The ice can certainly exist for a little longer because it was so darn thick. Danielson's 38. Thompson's up to 41. That's nice. 41 in Westbrook. 39 in Moodus. There's lots of noise, but it's not the Moodus noises. It's just falling ice. 38 at Markham Airport in Meriden. 38 also in Hamden. And it's 38 in Newtown. Okay, so most of the ice is gone. But this hasn't changed, and this is my concern, is that we still have this battle zone where we have the chilly weather to the north and the warm weather to the south, and these little ripples of low pressure. Remember how many times I say fudge ripple last week? These little ripples of low pressure keep coming at us, and we're in between right now, but the next one looks like it could be, again, a bit problematic. I hope we don't get as much ice as we just received, but anything's possible. Water break. Take a look at future radar. There's the skies becoming partly sunny. The fog burns off. Some showers go across Jersey. They can keep them. Looks like some low clouds and fog and can form overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Temperatures, it matters how long we're clear, but temperatures should be in the 30s, maybe even above freezing, because today we're heading toward 50. So by tomorrow morning, some rain can break out. It's maybe a little fast, but rain can break out from southwest to northeast. Rain. Yesterday, it was a colder setup to start, and we had the ice and snow. But what I expect to see happen And it's not as noticeable in this particular computer model run, but I think it's going to happen anyhow because, models change. But we're going to have a seepage of cold air down from the north on a light northeast breeze. The winds will be light, the rain will come down, and notice how pink starts to show up again. And that's a sign. Now, I know it's not across Connecticut in this depiction, but there's nothing to say that it can't. The cold air can come down right to the shoreline, and at the same time, more rain comes through. This is overnight Thursday night into Friday morning. Some of this rain can be heavy at times. Why is that a problem? Melting snow and rain is a bad combination for our rivers, which are still jammed with ice in many cases. So that's a problem. So we have to watch our basements, our foundations. We can get a shot of heavier rain with a quick inch of rain, which is probably too much that we need. But some of this could be sticking to the power lines and tree limbs again, as it's cold enough to have some frozen precipitation. I'm not sure it'll be an exact redo because today was odd, but Friday morning could indeed be icy. We stay cloudy Friday into Friday night, and Saturday I think becomes partly sunny, and we'll start a moderating trend. Okay, this data has way backed off from the potential, for ice. Interesting. I thought 100th. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this plays out. That's good news, though. The models are trending away from accumulating ice, which is a good thing. Now let's talk temperatures and talk about the spring fling that is in our future. This is a 6 to 10-day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. And the signal continues to be quite strong for a warming trend that I think we'll start to feel on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, peaking on Wednesday before things start to change. You can see how the temperatures go up, and away. 40s to near 50 maybe on Saturday, 55 to 60 on Sunday. And then 60 to 65 or 66 Monday, Tuesday, maybe 65 to 70 on Wednesday. Now that's reflected in our 10-day forecast. The temperatures are way above average. But when we look at the 10-day forecast, I don't want to yuck your yum. No, I can't draw on this. But look at the end of the 10-day. All right, so yes, 40s and 50s and 60s. And oops, by the end of the 10-day, we're back to a much colder setup. Now, that would be, of course, right around the Ides of March. So let's just be ready for the fact that we can and will cool off. That's what March does. Warmth, a tease. Boy, I hope we get that warmth on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It'll feel great. Backdoor cold fronts are our nemesis this time of year. And also the cold Long Island Sound. Notice how the temperatures are notably colder or cooler near the shoreline, 50s to maybe near 60. Maybe the water's, 36 or 37, maybe 38. Ooh, that's cold. Okay, so with that, we'll take a look at some questions. All right, let's take that off. Okay, so, excuse me, I hate being sick. And I just have a little head cold. We're going to survive. Okay, let's see. Ice and east winds are all right. Here's Carrie with what nobody else is saying. Need more snow. I want to know what's going on with Johnny Somali. Okay, I don't know. Hope you feel better. Thank you, Whitney. Thank you. Driveway still icy. Yeah, Jim, Mother Nature will fix that very soon, right? Temperatures are moving up. Good morning from New London. I was out driving to East Lyme after 8 this morning. Ice was pretty much gone, only wet streets. Good for you, Rose. Good for you. Morning, Bob. Just got the kid on the bus, still icy in Danielson, as we talked about at the beginning. With the ice melting, it gives you a jolt, says Kathy. I get it. Cool satellite loop. Thanks, Roger. I try to impress. The Ashweelit, I believe you even spelled it right, David. I've put many golf balls in the Ashweelit River. Good morning. Driving into work this morning was so foggy and cloudy, but so bright at the same time. It was hurting my eyes. Scattered light, Kristen. That is cool. Right? You had the rising sun, but you had all this low-level moisture and fog, and the light was bouncing around. That's wild. Yeah, Jim, I can't wait for the warmth. Yuck, you're yum. Yeah, I don't know. I think my kids taught me that saying. RJ, nice cat. I suspect winter won't give up easily this year. Or is it just tired? I mean, we've had a lot of winter, so maybe it does throw up the white flag and we pretend that winter's a living thing when it's just a season. Do you see any more snow in the near future? Not one snowflake in our 10-day forecast, Stephen, so that should answer your question. We don't see that. Yeah, seepage is never good. Yes, David, thank you for just existing, Dave, and your pugs are beautiful. That's a wonderful picture of your pug. So the only thing that I have mild concerns about is Friday morning, chance of a redo. We're going to go back to Future Radar, then I'm going to say so long, farewell. I've got to rest my voice. Okay, so here's the rain that develops tomorrow. Gross. Chilly rain. Oh, what's that pink? Look how that pink invades. Let's hope it's not a redo, and let's hope it doesn't get any farther south or further south. But you can see the pinks can be a concern late Thursday night into Friday morning. So we might have to deal with, again, a little bit of ice. Let's hope it's not as organized as this last batch of ice. Okay? Looks like the groundhog. Yeah, the groundhog is a genius, Whitney. A genius. All right. Thanks, RJ. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. All right. Make the best of it. The weather is turning nice. Temperatures will approach 50, and that's good. So maybe get out and enjoy. Once the ice stops falling off the trees, you can go for a nice winter's walk, but it'll feel a little bit like spring. 10:07 on a Wednesday. And as I always like to do, you got to have a great day. You got to make the best of it. Reach for the stars and be kind. See ya.